What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a little bit of a look at the cards we need to be excited about from Next Adventure. Next Adventure is, well, the pre-releases start this weekend. It is going to be coming out very, very soon, so we cannot look at a strict price list right now. That wouldn't work. What we cannot do is sit down and know for absolute certain which cards are going to be the most expensive and exactly how much they're going to cost. That's not going to work. What we can do, however, is we can sit down and have a good old look at the most exciting cards from the set and the cards which are likely to be among the most expensive, but let's not get too into the minutiae of exactly how much they're going to cost, because this is going to flop around. But I do think we have a pretty obvious number one, and that is Susanumon Alternate Art. And yesterday, a couple days ago, I showed you the most expensive cards from the current sets. And we didn't include Ghost Omnimon because it doesn't really count. I mean, it's a card you can get from a pack, but the rarity is off the charts compared to others, as is the value, it doesn't really count. But I told you that the most expensive card at the moment is the Alternate Art Omnimon's Warped Defeat. And I think the Alternate Art Susanumon is going to end up pretty much around there. When we next do the list of the top 10 most expensive Digimon cards that you can pull from packs, I expect Susanumon to be on there. And partly it's a secret rare, and it is an alternate art of a secret rare. Both of those things really do push the prices up. Secret rares are the hardest one to pull, and then you've got the alternate art of the secret rare, which is, another level of rarity on top of that. But it's also just a really, really hyper over-the-top playable card. Sees a whole bunch of success over in Japan, has done since it came out, and that shows no sign of slowing down anytime soon. It is interesting, of course, because, it's a 7 cost to Digivolve from a level 6, which is very expensive, but it can Digivolve from anything. Literally anything. And that means that it ends up being just this spectacularly good card in terms of adaptability. But you can Digivolve it from your hand onto one of your tamers as if the tamer is a level 6 Digimon by placing 10 tamers and or cards or hybriding their traits from your hand and or trash to the bottom of your deck in any order. So you can basically go from a tamer right up until this, which is kinda crazy. It's then got security attack +2, and when you Digivolve, you get to delete any one of your opponent's Digimon, which is clearly a little bit nuts. And this card is actually so good that it went and got Mega Digimon Fusion banned. That's the 0 cost option card. The next time one of your Digimon Digivolves from a level 6 to a level 7 this turn, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 6. And then at the end of your turn, you've got to kind of get rid of it. But for a turn, it's there and it's great. The thing is, Susanumon, you are Digivolving from a tamer as if it were a level 6. So you can go straight from a tamer to this for 1 memory. It's too good. It literally went and got that card banned. So when you're talking about the alternate art version of a secret rare that's crazy good, that's going to explain the value. And incidentally, Susanumon is still a really good card. Post-ban, it's just, it's taken a small step back. Still a very good card. And then obviously, if it is the playability which is really pushing Susanumon up into the higher tiers price-wise, the regular art is going to be super expensive as well. Now, as it stands over on TCG Player, and I cannot stress this enough, it is very early, chill your boots. But as it stands at the moment, the two Susanumon, are more expensive than any other card. This regular Susanumon is actually looking more expensive than any other alternate art card. So in a booster box, you generally tend to get 2 secret rare / alternate arts. Cross your fingers you get both the Susanumon. That is going to get you a redonkulous box. We're kind of back to where we were in Booster 1.0, where the cards you really wanted to pull were Omnimon and alternate art Omnimon, except now it's Susanumon. And then the next cards on the list, and it really is another pair, you're looking at Loosemon Chaos Mode. Now, obviously, we're looking at the other secret rare here, and obviously we're in a situation where the alternate art is clearly the more expensive of them, because you've got an alternate art of a secret rare, and that is basically as rare as cards get, not including Ghost Omnimon. And Loosemon Chaos Mode, it's a good card. It is a good card that sees a whole bunch of play, but because of the whole it's a good card thing. Your Loosemon can Digivolve into this card in your hand for a memory cost of 7. For every 10 cards in your trash, reduce the memory cost when playing this card from your hand by 3. And when you play your Digivolve, delete one of your opponent's Tamers or level 6 or lower Digimon. Yeah, it's a very, very good card. Not quite on the same level as we see from the Loosemon in BT4, but still a very good card. After that, we are just into alternate art cards of, well, the good ones. So Emperor Greymon, the alternate art, is one that we all should be trying to get a little bit excited about. It's one that is probably going to end up being moderately popular. It's got Blitz, so when you Digivolve, you can attack even if the memory should go to your opponent. And on your turn, once per turn, when you're blocked, you unsuspend it and gain 1 memory for each Digimon card with hybrid in its form in this Digimon's Digivolution card. Obviously, your opponent is going to block very, very seldom, but there are still going to be times where your opponent does. Where they do go ahead and block. Where they have to block because you're getting too much of an advantage if you let the attack through. And either way, your opponent is going to end up hurt, and that's going to be kind of funny. Magna Garurumon is another one which is looking like it's going to be very popular. Again, the alternate art is going to be the better version of it. And what we're talking about here is when you're Digivolving or attacking once per turn, you can return a card with hybrid in its traits from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to your hand, and return one of your opponent's Digimon with the same level as the returned card to its owner's hand. And then on your turn, once per turn, when an effect adds a card to your hand, you may unsuspend one of your Digimon. So yeah, unsuspending when you draw a card, which is one of the things that blue does the best, that sounds pretty gosh darned good to me. Now, we're not trying to differentiate these too much, because the reality is that we don't know. But judging from what we've seen over in Japan, etc., the two we've just talked about should be slightly higher than the next couple, including the Cherubimon alternate art. And this is one that I think could be a very good card. I've seen some deck lists floating around. When you Digivolve, you can play a purple tamer from your trash without paying its memory cost. And then for each tamer you have in play, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. And we've got other ways in that line to play nice and cheap tamers, so yeah, this is going to be pretty devastating. And then on deletion, for each tamer you have in play, you can play a level 3 from your trash without paying its memory cost. So essentially it's board wipe when you Digivolve and swarm when you get deleted. That, ladies and gentlemen, has the potential to be a pretty devastating combination. So the alternate art is very much going to be up there. Strabamon is not a level 6, but it's still good enough and playable enough that it's looking like it's going to be on the upper tier in terms of cards we're going to be wanting to pull. When you play, you reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, and you add a card with hybrid in its traits, Susanumon or Koji Minamoto, to your hand. Yeah, it's a card which is supporting those Susanumon decks, or hybrid decks. So yeah, that's definitely going to be the kind of thing that's going to see a bunch of play. Also on deletion, you can then play a Koji Minamoto from your hand without paying its memory cost, which honestly sounds pretty good. And where there is a Strabamon, you also find yourself a Flamemon, and Flamemon's another card which is looking like it might be pretty gosh darn good and moderately sought after. And it's basically the same card. When you play, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck and add a card with hybrid in its traits, Susanumon or Takuya Kanbara, to your hand, placing the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order, and on deletion you can play a Takuya Kanbara from your hand without paying its memory cost. So you've really there got the 2 level 3s that best support Susanumon coming in as alternate arts. That kind of does it. And honestly, in terms of your higher level cards here, that's what we're really looking at. The 2 Suzanimon clear number 1. The 2 Luidsmon Chaos Mode clearly after that. You've then got Emperor Greymon and Magna Garurumon, your kind of playable level 6s, and then you've got your Cherubimon, Strabamon, and Flamemon that seem to be coming in a little bit behind. That's what the early market is saying. But, let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen, there's no guarantee here. It's going to depend on what does well, and it's going to depend on a whole bunch of other factors. One thing that is worth pointing out at the moment, I don't know what is going on with those promo campaign cards, and I'm not willing to make much of a prediction. So we know that in the set, you are going to be getting yourself potentially all of these wonderful cards, like the Rosemon that comes along with Mimi Tachikawa. There are 8 of them in total. The thing is, I picked these all up on Amazon Japan, and they're not expensive. Like, really, really not expensive. Like, the War Greymon was nominally the most expensive one I picked up, but I paid like £2. So it's not like a really expensive card. I paid like half a booster pack to pick this up. I don't know what the prices are going to settle at over here. I don't know what the pull rates are going to be. We're going to have to wait for these to start being opened. But these have all settled really, really cheap over in Japan. So just a word of caution with these ones. Don't go immediately expecting that these are going to be just hyper expensive cards. They might be. They might be really rare. They might settle really expensive. But I do think it's absolutely fair to just ask the question here, because like I say, over in Japan, these have just really not settled as expensive cards. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you're heading to a pre-release this weekend, and I am, and I'm very excited about it, good luck to you. I hope you pull lovely, wonderful cards. For me, I really want to pull that Mimi Tachikawa with Rosemon, and I know I've got them all in Japanese, but I kind of want them all in English now. That would be lovely. Quite excited about Kazuchimon. Wouldn't mind getting the alternate art of Kazuchimon. That would be really kind of cool. That will be a pull I'm into. Doesn't seem like it's going to be a particularly expensive card, so I can pick it up a little bit later. But it would still be a card I'd be pretty happy with. So yeah. And obviously Pulsemon. It's not going to be an expensive card. I just love that little dude. But I want to know what you think about all of this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to know which ones you want to pull. I want to know which ones you think are going to end up being the most expensive. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching What's He Plays.